Well, we're back. We're going to read Little Legends, The Spell Thief, and today we're on chapter 2. Of course, this book is by Tom Percival. A mysterious visitor. By the time Jack had untied his laces, everyone else was out of sight. Still, he was a lot faster than his friends, and he was sure he'd be able to make up the time, especially if he took some shortcuts. It wasn't long before Jack was running across Market Square in the middle of town. Growing in the very center was the story tree that gave Tailtown its name. The story tree was utterly unique. It literally grew stories, or rather, it recorded them. Every time a new story was told beneath its branches, it would sprout a tiny silver shoot, sometimes growing into a whole new branch if the story was big and exciting enough. If you ran your fingers along the tree, it felt as though the stories were happening inside your head. Jack already had one story growing there, about the time he met a terrifying giant, and he hoped that one day he'd get another one up there. Jack ran past the story tree and over to the far side of Market Square. "Hi, Humpty," called Jack as he ran past an egg-shaped figure perched on the edge of the town well. "Who's there?" gasped Humpty, spinning around. "It's just me," began Jack, but Humpty's sudden movement caused him to wobble. His arms and legs flailed wildly. Then he fell down the well with a shriek, followed by a loud splash. Jack stopped running and inched closer to the well. "Humpty, are you okay?" he asked. "Yes," echoed a voice from far below. "Do you want me to fetch the king's men?" asked Jack. "Would you?" replied Humpty. "Thanks, Jack. Don't bother with any of the horses, though. I don't know why anyone would think that a horse could help put an egg back together. They don't even have hands." No," replied Jack. "Right. Well, I'll go get them. I'll be as fast as I can." By the time Jack had run to the palace, found the king's men, and explained where Humpty was, he knew he'd lost the race. But he decided to run to Lookout Point anyway. "You wait here, Betsy," said Jack, placing her by the palace gates. "I'm already late, and, well, I can run faster on my own, okay?" "What?" squawked Betsy sadly. "Good girl," said Jack, patting her on the head. "See you in a little bit. Now don't go wandering off." Even though Jack sprinted all the way to Lookout Point, he still wasn't out of breath. But he was the last one of his friends to get there. "What kept you, Jack?" asked Red. "Jack's a troll, Jack's a troll," called out Rapunzel, and everyone laughed. Jack felt his ears turn red, and hot anger swirled up inside him. He hated being called a troll. The trolls and the people of Tailtown were bitter enemies, although nobody could remember exactly why. Still, if it wasn't for the trolls, his dad wouldn't have to work in the mine where they dug out the brightly colored glowing stone. There's something in the moonstone that scared trolls away and weakened their magic. It was the only protection that the people of Tailtown had. The only place you could mine it was on the islands of far, far away. More than 3 months away by boat, and that was why Jack hardly ever saw his dad. "I'm no troll," shouted Jack, more crossly than he meant to. Everyone was silent for a moment. Then Hansel called out, "Hey, look!" "Over there," finished Gretel. Sailing into harbor was a large ship, flying the flag that linked Tailtown with Far, Far Away. Jack looked down, and he noticed sudden movement halfway up the ship's main mast. There was something climbing up it. "Hey, look down there," he said. "What is it?" asked Red. "I think it's a boy," added Hansel and Gretel. Jack squinted. They were right. It was a boy. He was about their age, with dark skin and black hair. He climbed so quickly it looked unnatural. Once he'd reached the top of the mast, he flung out one arm and leapt into thin air. Rapunzel gasped. But instead of falling, the boy appeared to swing on an invisible rope far above the heads of the crowd on the dockside. He landed safely on shore, then jogged along the path that ran directly below Lookout Point. "Who is he, and why is he sneaking around like that?" said Jack. "We need to find out. But how do we get down there?" asked the twins, peering over the cliff's edge. "I'm way ahead of you," called Rapunzel. She unbraided her hair and let it tumble down over the cliff. "Last one down's a smelly troll." Jack leapt forward and slid down Rapunzel's hair to the path below. Rapunzel frowned for a moment, then said, "No, wait. Not last one. That would be me. First one down's a smelly troll." "That's not fair," shouted Jack from the bottom of the cliff. And that's the end of chapter 2.